What's good, Secret Entourage? My name is Akash. I am 23 years old. I am currently an international student studying architecture at the Illinois Institute of Technology here in Chicago. A little bit about myself. I came to the US in 2012 to study architecture. It's all my passions have always been with design and art. Um, and I was raised to believe that we were to use our passions in a way that we can help the world. And I always knew what they were. I could never figure out how to manifest them on a global scale. For me, that realization sort of came 10 months apart. The first was during a Secret Academy meetup in Chicago. I think it was in April of 2016. I was talking to Naveed really casually, and he was asking me about my business and whatnot, and I said, I don't have a business, I just have an idea, and this is something I was trying to go for. And as I was explaining it to him, this idea just sort of clicked in my mind. I was showing him some of my work, and then I was talking to him about my interest in fashion, and suddenly it just blended together. The second realization came on Christmas Eve the same year when I was talking to my aunt, and she told me that she saw my art, and that she actually gave me a way to manifest it, right? So the why has always been there. The Secret Academy meetup really extracted the what, and Christmas Eve was the how, and so those three things sort of just connected in my mind. And they say that the universe gives us ideas, knowing full well how we're going to act upon them. And I've always believed that. And so, today here we are, just taking action one step at a time, every single day. No matter how small of steps we take, we will not remain stagnant. We just keep moving forward. And I've always, I believe in myself, and I believe in the concept. And at some point in life, I think that you have to take a stance on your beliefs. You can't just play the middle ground too long. And that's the foundation of the concept of our business. Like, that's what we're trying to do with Alive Apparel. It's like we're fusing art with expression. So we're essentially giving a way for people to take a stance on what matters to them, by turning them into walking paintings. Essentially what we do is we take paintings and we print them on fabrics, on garments, on hoodies, and on jackets, whatnot. Just like the Secret Entourage hiring process, this the Academy's hiring process, where they interview their candidates and carefully select who's a teacher. That's sort of what we're trying to do with the artists too. Is we're gonna call them over, look at their portfolio. If they're from overseas, then we tell them to send a portfolio online, and then we select artists whose work sort of resonates with the vision of our business. We want this company to sort of grow into like a global movement of awareness through art that sort of evokes empathy towards things that matter, towards current events. What that also does, is the consequence is that it reignites an entire culture of art, it simultaneously on a global scale. So people from all over the world, from different cities, form these collectives that spring up in different cities, and over time the brand sort of spreads through that ethic. It will also give artists a platform to sort of gain recognition for their own work. They no longer are just painting the quiet realm of their houses. If they submit their work and their work gets selected, their work is going global. Like, everybody in the world, whoever's buying their clothes, will start to know about them. Not to mention, you get some really sick products. They're super dope, super unique, and very, very urban. And I guarantee you won't find anything like this on the market, especially in the apparel industry. I mean, there are people who are doing similar techniques, but not in the manner that we are. We are in a niche market. Our audience is are trendsetters more than trend followers, and that might be a problem marketing later on. But I guarantee you, our products, I mean, they're conversation starters, to put it in simple words. Our goal for this challenge is, like many others, is to raise $100,000 in the next 6 months in revenue, not in profits. Honestly, we feel that we'll be lucky even if we touch the 60 grand mark. But that's not so much what we're focused on. What we're focused on is longevity, and trust within our brand. And so we want artists to believe in us, and we want our brand to continue on. We don't want to compromise on the quality of fabrics, on the production process, just for the sake of a quick sale. And at this initial scale, we really need artists to want to be associated with us, and that's one thing that's very, very important for the brand. As far as obstacles are concerned, finding the right manufacturer, having them have the right process, I think that's key here. I know there are umpteenth number of manufacturers in the apparel industry at this point, but very few who do what we're looking for, and do it properly with the right type of fabric that we have in mind. Marketing is obviously going to be a big issue because, well, we're not even established ourselves yet. And so how do we get out there, and how do we grab our piece of the industry? It's a close to $100 billion industry right now. And like with all the new brands that are coming up online, it's going to be hard to market ourselves, but I think that the niche that we're in really sells a story. And I think people believe in us. Everybody I've spoken to so far believes in us. So I still think that we're going to run into challenges along the way. Search engine optimization and, of course, like social media handling, and how we can brand ourselves and draw an image of our company out there is going to be a challenge later on. Something I've been working on right now, and that's been like hindering a lot of the progress, is outlining terms for partnerships and for other agreements, like who to bring on board. We don't have capital to pay people at this point, and so I don't want to pay them with brand equity if they're not going to be participant, not going to be very involved into the company, as voting members and whatnot. And so all these legal issues sort of get in the way, and any help on that front is definitely going to be appreciated. The biggest challenge for me right now, like I said, I was an international student, is staying in the country. With the new Trump administration, it's almost impossible now to get an H-1B visa, which was sort of what I was going for once I graduate in architecture. I was thinking of getting an H-1B to get a job here and stay till I get residency, but that's no longer an option, because now to get the visa you need to earn like $130,000 a year, and doing that as an architecture grad is unheard of. And so I'm trying to find other ways around it, whether I can establish the building overseas, do it through other countries, and whatnot. So if anybody has legal advice for me there, that's something I would really take to heart. As far as how I could be of service, my entire process is going to be entirely transparent. I have no issues whatsoever sharing the decisions that I make, why I made them, how I went about making them. There are no secrets when it comes to me. I'm completely transparent, although I need questions to be specific if you want me to answer them. I do have a keen sense of aesthetics and design. Just studying architecture all these years has really developed, like, not just aesthetics, but the sense of construction and assembly, as well as how everything comes together through, an elegant product. That's something I can help with. Along with that came a bunch of software skills. I'm very good at 3D modeling. I can work in Revit, AutoCAD, SketchUp, Photoshop, Illustrator, Rhino, you name it. It's what we do in school every day. It's going to be my bread and butter pretty soon. And so I can, if any of y'all in the real estate market need mock-ups, need renderings done of your buildings, just shoot me a message, and I'm gonna be there for you. as an architecture student, I'm not only studying architecture. I mean, I overload in classes because I want to graduate and get the hell out of school as fast as possible. But I'm also very involved in student politics. I'm currently the vice president of academic affairs on campus, which means I'm the only student representative in a lot of these important board meetings. And so, with that network, I've also learned how to manage my time, how to manage school, how to manage extracurricular activities that I do, my sports, as well as now this company that I've been spending at least 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours a day on. And I know that's not enough, but it will get there. It'll get there eventually. I'm very close to graduation, and I think that once my foundation is set up, I shouldn't have a problem taking off. The people I've met through my involvement around Chicago and around school related authority positions, I guess, is that my network has now fairly high profile people who have really established themselves and who've made millions and millions of dollars in their own companies, whether it's in real estate or in fashion. And I am personally very close to them. I do not want to ask them for any help because that undermines my credibility. I want to do this on my own, and I think they respect me for that, and so like they're always willing to help out because they know that I'm sort of independent that way, and I'm more than willing to share those contacts with you as need be. That's all I have for you. I hope I hope this is helpful. Shoot me a message, whatever. I'd love to get in contact with all of you. I'm very active on Facebook, and as and when I get time, I'll reply to your messages and give you suggestions as long as I think that what I say might help. Thank you guys. You have a fantastic day, and I wish you all the very best on this challenge. Peace out.